Hello and welcome to another of our semi-regular specials of Junior Retrospection, a podcast where we take an old kids TV show or movie, unbox it, fit the pieces together and decide if it deserves to go in the toy box or just chucked onto the scrap heap. My name's Wood, James Wood, and speaking of scrap heaps, I have two co-hosts today.
I don't know what he means by that.
It must be referring to you.
Are you referring to me? We discussed this. Anyway, my name's Paul, and I wouldn't waste my time on riff-raff like him.
My name's Colin, and I'm confining you to the school grounds for the entire week.
Oh no. Is that aimed at me or him?
On today's episode, we'll be discussing the early 90s cartoon series James Bond Jr. James Bond Jr., according to IMDb, follows the story of the nephew of MI6's greatest spy as he carries on his uncle's legacy by combating a rogues gallery of new and familiar villains with the help of his schoolmates. It stars Corey Burton as James Bond Jr., Jeff Bennett as Horace IQ Boothroyd, Jan Rabson as Gordon Gordo Leiter, Simon Templeman as Trevor Noseworthy IV, and so on, you get the idea. So, Colin, Paul, do you have any facts for the listeners?
Well, this isn't the first time that James Bond Jr. appeared.
Go on.
Yes, so the name was first used in a 1967 spin-off novel, The Adventures of James Bond Jr., 003 and a half.
003 and a half?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was he his nephew in that then?
It doesn't say. There's not much more details than that. I have problems with the fact that he's called Junior.
Because he's not really James Bond's kid, is he?
No, he's his nephew.
Yeah, so it's his uncle.
Yeah, so technically he should be James Bond the second, because that's what you do when it's an uncle or a grandfather or whatever.
I suppose James Bond Jr. is more catchy, isn't it?
Yeah. And if you said James Bond 2, people would be like, well, where was James Bond 1?
Well, this series was created by Andy Hayward and Robbie London, who worked on such shows as Captain Planet, Inspector Gadget, Brave Star, and He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Although there is a third person listed as also helping to create the series, who was a certain Michael G. Wilson.
Oh, that's probably just contractual.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. It ran for only one season, which seems to have consisted of 65 episodes.
That's a pretty good season, right?
That's a big season, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
You'll be surprised to learn that this series is not considered canon.
Oh, it's not? That's a shame.
It's not. As he neither has brothers or sisters in either the books or the movies. So I'm guessing this James Bond 003 and a half thing that you just mentioned, that's kind of a weird anomaly then, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, even the author is not really known because it was a pseudonym.
Mm-hmm. What was the pseudonym then?
R.D. Mascot.
Oh, and we don't know who it was?
They think the writer was Arthur Calder Marshall.
Oh. No, I don't know who that is either.
He was a novelist and essayist and critic at the time.
Right, okay. I wonder whether it was official or unofficial then.
It was commissioned.
Oh, right. Okay. Anyway, the guy that plays James Bond Jr., Corey Burton, he's got an interesting career. Do you remember those read-along tape and books that they used to do in the 70s and the 80s, where they used to do tie-ins with films?
It's before my time, Paul.
I remember those.
You remember those?
I'm pretty sure I had a couple, didn't I?
I think you may have had some passed down to you, yes. Yeah. They did a Star Wars one. I remember that they used to say, when you hear R2 beep, turn the page.
Oh, right. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, what if he beeped during the story?
That's just confusing.
You're just turning pages. Well, I don't know where I am now. The droid keeps beeping. What if your microwave beeped?
Well, you'd have to question why you're listening to it in the kitchen.
Where do you listen to your audiobooks? Oh, don't answer that. I know which room you use. Turn the page at the flush.
That's a lot of page turning, Colin, as well you know. No, he doubled for Mark Hamill in the Star Wars read-along book. And oddly, later in his career, he also doubled for Christopher Lee in the Clone Wars series.
Is he American?
Yes.
Oh, that explains some things.
He does, and we'll talk about those, won't we? James Bond Jr.'s motto is "Danger lurks within every shadow."
That's why he didn't perform with Cliff Richard, didn't it?
He'd be terrified, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
The criminal organisation featured in the show is called Scum.
Yes. What does SCUM stand for?
It stands for Saboteurs and Criminals United in Mayhem.
Oh, I just wrote Paul.
Oh, there's plenty of those jokes coming, don't you worry about that.
Okay.
There are some characters from the films and the books that do cross over with the show, such as Jaws, which you find very amusing, don't you? And we'll get to that. And Dr. No apparently turns up in an episode.
No.
Yes.
I thought you said no.
No, I said yes.
Oh.
Who's on first?
Doctor, yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
We do this all day.
I know, and we would do as well. There was also a game made based on the show for the Nintendo and the NES systems. We had a look at that, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of it?
Typical side scroller.
I don't think you were
Platform.
impressed, were you?
Not really.
No.
It's a platformer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. It had the great theme tune in it, though, which we'll talk about,
Well,
I'm sure.
a version of it had the theme tune.
Kind of a 16-bit version of it. And that's all I've got.
So pay attention, 007. Let's get started.
So we open on a twisting, turning country road as a car chase plays out. The two cars skidding and screaming around the bends. One of them looks like a badly rendered Aston Martin to me. Which it is, we find out later, yeah.
Yeah, it's driving all over the place.
It is driving all over the place.
I mean, it's a bit bad when Bond's already drunk at this time of day.
That's on brand, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, does the owner of the farm know that there is a car driving around his road?
I don't think he cares.
No one cares.
This is England. Well, it's a cartoon version of England. We're just surrounded by fields and farms and castles.
This is the other thing. Is it England?
Well, we wondered that, didn't we, when we watched it? And they do mention later in the episode that they are in England. But it is confusing.
Oh. It is, yeah. I mean, the post office that comes up later does not look like anything you would find in the UK.
No. I did like the big sign that just said post office in black and white across the door. That was good.
In case you forgot.
In case you forgot. Suddenly, the hood of the pursuit car opens and a huge gun emerges, firing lasers. Ah, the 90s, eh? When all guns in cartoons were lasers. Do you remember those days?
Yeah.
What were some of the other cartoons that used to have guns? Lasers for guns.
So there was cartoons like X-Men and the great RoboCop cartoon.
Ah, yes.
Which is about to get a Blu-ray. Oh, no, the RoboCop TV series is about to get a Blu-ray release.
Who cares?
I don't know.
But there were some strange cartoons made in the 90s, wasn't there? We had this, we had RoboCop, we had a Rambo cartoon as well.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Yeah.
Surprised there wasn't a Terminator one.
That is a good point. It is surprising there isn't a Terminator cartoon.
Who's going to Google it first, just in case?
Let's leave it to the listeners. They can tell us, can't they, if we're wrong.
Yeah. G.I. Joe did lasers too.
That's right. You pointed out, didn't you, that this kind of, the animation looks very sort of G.I. Joe-ish, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, rubbish.
A lot of 90s cartoons, they all look like this, didn't they?
Yeah, very cheap. Only so many frames of animation.
Oh, there's one shot that we'll get to in a bit, a walking shot, and what's going on in that, I have no idea, but we'll get there.
Does it involve a watch?
It does, yes.
Yeah.
But the Aston has gadgets. A hand touches a control, and a laser-proof screen rises to shield the back window. So we've got the gadgets from Goldfinger in this.
Yeah, some of them. I imagine like other episodes have gadgets from different films or
Would make
versions
sense.
of.
Yeah, it would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The shot ricochets off the screen back onto the pursuing car. It sends it skidding off into a field, crashing through fences before regaining control. Up ahead, a tractor is being driven off the back of a lorry. The Aston drives up the ramp, jumps over a wall and speeds away across a field.
Why is the tractor coming off the back of a lorry?
Because it's got wheels.
Well, yeah, usually just drive them themselves. That's the point of a tractor, really.
Do you think they thought it was a very English thing to have a tractor and they just didn't understand tractors?
Yeah, all tractors are delivered by truck, and then they put the wheels on afterwards.
Yeah, it is a bit strange. The pursuer tries to do the same, but wouldn't you know it, he just crashes into the back of the lorry amongst some hay bales. The driver of the Aston Martin watches the car disappear into the distance before turning the rear view mirror onto himself. It's a young, good-looking guy who quips, "Pity they missed their flight."
Makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. There's no planes involved.
That's right,
What's
yes.
with his accent as well? Where's he from? Because it definitely isn't England.
No, it's Pretender Britannia land.
There is a worse one in this episode. A worse British accent.
All right, you'll have to mention it when we get to it.
Suddenly, two motorbikes with rocket launchers leap over a hill and continue the pursuit. So, guns are out, but rocket launchers are fine then?
Well, you don't see them do anything though. They don't like blow him up and limbs go everywhere, do you?
Yeah, but they still shoot, don't they? And there's explosions.
Yeah, but it's A-team style shooting.
Yeah, I suppose. But then again, why couldn't you have had bullets then and just do A-team style bullets flying around where they don't hit anything?
Yeah, there must have been some weird rule.
There must have been, yeah. Our hero looks around and quips again, "These Sunday drivers." It's just like the Bond films, this, isn't it?
At least the Sunday driver kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Now, are you enjoying it up to this point?
It's you telling me the story.
No,
The actual
episode.
cartoon. It's all right. It's a nice, drags you into it, gets you into it. Yeah.
They fire at the Aston. There's explosions as it swerves to avoid them. The Aston suddenly leaps over the edge of a cliff. Oh no! Is our hero done for? Is he going to be a smouldering footnote in the history of MI6's greatest spies' families?
Yeah. I mean, he will be eventually.
I guess they're going for kind of a Spy Who Loved Me kind of feel for the opening of this episode, aren't they?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Because if it works, then it's going to work in this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it? Let's see.
Let's see. The bikes stop. The riders jump off as the pursuit car crashes into them and a shadowy figure in a trench coat and a hat gets out. "Goodbye, young Bond," he says, watching the Aston fall to its doom. But Bond Jr. touches the control and the car turns into a helicopter and flies away.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't turn into a helicopter.
No, it's a plane, isn't it? It's more of an airplane, isn't it?
It's got no rotor blades on top of it.
Do you know what? As I was writing these notes, I saw the rotor blade come out, and then I turned to make a note, and then obviously when I've watched it, because I watched this twice, and the second time I watched it, I realised it was a plane, but I didn't update my notes.
Ah, all right.
So, yes, so I'll hold my hand up and say that was an error.
When did the Aston ever turn into a plane in the films?
Never. Thankfully.
But you don't like this?
Well, it's all right for a cartoon. He was sorry about the films. I mean, if you saw Daniel Craig drive the Aston Martin off a cliff and suddenly it became a plane, you would be fair enough in saying, this is rubbish, I think.
If Roger did it, though, how would you feel about that?
We're getting closer to being acceptable.
Yeah. If it was in Die Another Day, you wouldn't bat an eyelid, would you?
No, or in Woody Allen's Casino Royale.
That's true, yes.
That'd be perfectly fine in that one.
There is a strange feel of Woody Allen's Casino Royale to this cartoon as well.
Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of, maybe let's in our head canon, let's say that the cartoon is related to that version of Bond rather than the actual version of Bond.
Okay, I can live with that.
The villain takes off his hat, which we now see is purple, as well as his purple shoes and purple trench coat. And he throws it to the floor and growls, "Blast it." He also has a dog, which angrily chews on the hat. And I was getting a very Inspector Gadget kind of vibe from all of this.
Yeah.
You getting that too?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. As a kid version of Bond, though, it's fine. I'm okay with it up to this point.
Yeah, you're on board.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's the dog's name again?
Yeah, Is the dog's name Scumble or Scuzzball?
We couldn't make it out.
No, I couldn't make it out either. I probably Scuzzball sounds
It's on brand
more accurate. Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Scum.
Considering this evil secret organisation Scum labels everything they've got with Scum written across the side.
So we cut to the credits, and more importantly, the theme tune.
James Bond Jr. No one can stop him, but Scum always tries. Young Bond cuts through each web of spies. He learned the game from his Uncle James. Now he's heir to the name James Bond. James Bond Jr. Look out, he's coming through. He's got a job to do while he rescues the girl. James Bond Jr. chases Scum around the world.
So it's got a kind of 60s vibe to it, but my God, those lyrics.
No one could stop him, but Scum always tries. Young Bond cuts through each web of spies. He learned the game from his Uncle James. Now he's heard of the name James Bond Jr. James Bond Jr. Look out. He's coming through. Should do it like, look out. Hey up, he's coming through. He's got a job to do while he rescues the girl. James Bond Jr. chases Scum around the world.
It does sound better with a northern accent.
Right, it does, doesn't it?
Scum.
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 Scum. Yeah.
He learned the game from his Uncle James. Now he's heard it name Jimmy Bond.
It's fun, isn't it?
That's the only word you could apply. Yes.
What did you think of the theme tune, James?
I thought instead of sounding very 60s, it sounded very 90s.
You think so?
Yeah.
What, like other 90s theme tunes
Yeah.
to cartoons? Yeah, I can see what he means. It does have that kind
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not as good as, some of the other ones.
of... Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget, Pole Position,
Mm-hmm.
DuckTales, Tailspin.
Especially when it comes to the lyrics as well, I think. It's very 90s.
You think so?
Yeah.
What, explaining everything that you're seeing? Or you're going to see?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It reminded me of something that Matt Stone or Trey Parker would write for a kind of a
parody.
a joke, a parody of something.
Yeah.
There's a song in I think it's Dodgeball, where he's driving a car and he puts the radio on and the radio's saying things like, "Look out ahead, there's a truck changing lanes." It's that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it reminded me of that, yeah. But it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
So we cut to a Warfield Academy. It's a bit on the nose, but all right. Warfield.
What would you rather they...
There's a stuffy principal type addressing the students. Some are returning students and some are new. Although, do we ever see any other students?
No, also, how old are these students?
Who knows?
Because one character says that he was in the FBI at some point.
I think he's one of the teachers. Although it's hard to tell.
The gym teacher.
Do you think he's the gym teacher?
Oh, is he supposed to be... Oh, is he the... Okay. Because, yeah, you don't actually see him doing...
Power Ranger.
Yeah, you don't see him do... In the crop top.
That's him, yes.
You don't see him doing any teaching. I thought he was a student.
He does look like a reject from the Village People.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, gym teacher. Okay.
But he realises that someone is missing and turns to his assistant, a tall, muscular man with a great manly moustache named Mitchell, as we just talked about.
Mm.
The man's manly, not the moustache. Just
All right.
to say.
Just get excited. It's okay.
And he tells him it's just not good enough, and he doesn't tolerate lateness. But suddenly, from out of the blue, the heli Aston, although it's not a helicopter, is it?
No.
See, again, I wrote this without going back over it, but we'll keep
It's
going.
funny. It's funny because your face for like 0.1 of a second was smug until you realised the mistake you'd made. You were like, look
I'm
at this
owning
name
it.
I've come up with. Helly Aston. Look at me. Look at me. And then you went, oh, hold on. It's not a Helly, is it? Oh, boy, I'm a fool. and all those emotions went by like that. Wow.
Yeah, yes, I'm going to own the mistake and I'm going to power on through. It's what I do on every episode, Colin. You should be used
It
to
is.
it by now.
Yeah.
It lands and it skids perfectly to a stop in its parking space. A mulleted character, Lighter, remarks, "Whoa, it's an Aston Martin DB5. Do you think he's clarifying that for the audience?
Yeah, possibly.
Because it's so badly drawn.
Yeah.
Also, if this is Felix Leiter's kid, where did he get the cool kid mentality from?
You saying Felix Leiter's not cool?
But which Felix Leiter? Because, you know.
That is true, yes.
Well, yeah.
Which Felix Leiter's kid do you think he is, Colin?
Well, we've got the one from Doctor No.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the one from License to Kill,
Mm-hmm.
who's also in another Bond movie that I can't remember the name of.
David
one.
Hedison. David Hedison.
Yeah.
Live and Let Die.
Yeah, and then we've got the ones from the Daniel Craig period. And who's the Felix Leiter in Pierce Brosnan's period? They don't have
He
one,
has
do
one,
they?
does
They
No.
Yeah, they create that other American.
They do.
Don't they? They create a new one. Yeah, I think it's got to be the Hawaii Five-0 guy.
Yeah, the cool dude. That's the surfing as well. Yeah.
The surfing, see? Yeah.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense, yes. The boy standing next to him with crazy hair, glasses, lab coat, and a British accent. Sort of.
Says you.
Yeah. But it was flying. Now this is IQ Boothroyd.
Yeah. So this school is populated by relatives of everybody who works around James Bond, right?
Pretty much, yes.
It's almost like James Bond set the school up.
Can you imagine if all the... Do you think they've got all the illegitimate children that James Bond's ever fathered going here as well?
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
the twist.
That's the twist. What, in
That's the
episode
twist,
65?
James Bond set up the whole school.
Yeah. Could be.
They're all called like James Bond II, James Bond Jr., James Bond Senior, James Bond Esquire.
Now that would be good. I'd watch that. That would be fun.
Oh yeah, and it'd just call it the James Bonds,
The Jimmy Bonds.
the Jimmy Bonds. Yeah, just a lot of them.
The Bonds? Or the Jimmies?
The Bond Squad.
The Bond Squad.
The Bond Squad. Nice. Yeah, could do that. Yeah.
Get right in it. Although you'll get sued, so maybe not.
Yeah, that's true.
So the tardy student introduces himself as Bond, James Bond, Jr.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So let's get this right then. Bond's got a brother or a sister in this universe who had a son and named his kid after his brother.
Yeah, correct.
There could also be a backstory where Bond saved his brother, and as a thank you, a tribute to him, he named his first child after him.
When you say backstory, you mean you're just making it up?
I'm making it up, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Let's just clarify that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he named his son after his brother. Yeah.
Okay. I do find it a bit strange, but the more you talk about it, the more I can live with it.
Maybe he lived up. He admired his brother.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
do
you
we
would
ever
do,
learn
wouldn't you?
what James Bond Jr.'s dad actually does?
Well, I've only watched one episode. When I get to episode 65, I'll let you know.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I want all my breath.
You're going to watch them for me, aren't you?
I am.
All right. So assignment J. Tell us if James Bond Jr.'s dad is ever mentioned and what he does for a living.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Thank you. All right.
That's good. He's a man in Havana. In the principal's office, Bond is getting chewed out and finds himself confined to the school's grounds for a week. Later, Bond is walking with Mitchell, admitting that he probably deserves the punishment, Mitchell quips that if he's anything like his uncle, then he probably did.
So everyone appears to know that his uncle is James Bond and that James Bond is a spy, secret agent.
Yes. Yes.
Right, just checking.
Again, it's kind of on brand, particularly for, 1991 Bond. I mean, we've kind of moved back to Roger Moore type of Bond with Pierce Brosnan at this point, haven't we?
Yeah,
Everybody knows who he is.
that's true.
Roger Moore was covered in Union Jacks at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah, and they do make a joke about that in the Daniel Craig film.
You talking about the current one? The new one?
No, and isn't it Casino Royale or one of them where he gives his name? He's got a fake name, but he just gives his name as James Bond, and she's like, "What'd you do that for?" And he's like, "Yeah, he knows."
That is a good joke.
Yeah.
One of the few good jokes in the Daniel Craig Bond movies.
Yep.
Apparently, Mitchell met him, James Bond Sr., when he served, as you said, in the FBI.
Probably met him at a spy conference or something.
A spy conference.
Big sign. You a spy? Yes. Oh, come on in.
Do you think they have a masquerade night where they all do cosplay?
No, well, masquerade night, they come as themselves.
They come as themselves.
Because they wear disguises all the time.
That is true. Yes, that is very
Yeah.
true. So nobody's mentioning the car chase, the lasers and the rockets, etc. It's just, no, it's not mentioned.
Oh, yeah. No, you don't know why he's being chased.
No. Everyone just
Yeah,
gets on
that'd be a
with
good point. He's brought trouble to the school then, hasn't he?
Exactly. Yes. But Mitchell shows Bond around the academy. Bond comments on the sophisticated security system, and Mitchell points out that it's due to the students being the children of some very important people like himself.
Which he's not.
Which he's not, yes.
It's like, he's the nephew of someone important.
It's tangential, you know.
Yeah, I tell you what it is.
Junior retrospection, Colin, junior retrospection.
It's somebody forgetting what James Bond Jr. is.
That's true, yes. It is easy to forget as you watch it that he's not actually James Bond's son, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bond finds himself in the dorm, which is more like a lab, where he introduces himself to IQ. It turns out that Q is IQ's grandfather.
Yeah, and I don't like this IQ business.
Why?
Well, Q in the Bond films isn't called Q. That's not his name. That's his position. He's the quartermaster, which in the army gets shortened down to Q.
Yeah.
That's the only reason he's called Q.
Well, they do mention in it, don't they, that his name is Boothroyd.
Yeah, but it's just like, oh, Q, IQ. Oh, it's just, it's a little easy.
It is. But then again, it's for kids.
Put it this way, I wouldn't be surprised if we did it in a podcast. That's how easy it is.
I think we may well have done. We've done quite a few Bond films at this point, Colin.
Yeah.
And we get a hilarious moment where he shows Bond a liquid that can boil a 3-minute egg in 10 seconds, only for it to explode all over them. I believe the yoke's on us, Bond says.
Nice. What, you don't like that, Jay?
No, it's terrible.
Now you've... oh,
He's not familiar with our jokes, is he?
yeah. Gosh. That would be like a moment of gold for us.
We can only aspire to gags like that.
That's telling you. Now the yoke's on you. Ah!
What you need to do, you need to go back and listen to all 90-odd episodes of Retrospection. Then come and give us the mouth.
But I've got better things to do.
That's true. He has.
So have I.
Really? Later, IQ and Bond are walking when he shows Bond his watch that he's invented. So what was going on with the animation here? His arm just kept moving up and down for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Well, I assume that's how you power the watch.
Oh, it's kinetically powered.
Yeah, it's kinetically powered, so you just has to keep doing that. God, your watch would last you for years, wouldn't it? Well, the way you walk.
I'll
talk about the way you walk.
Oh, right, okay. I just thought that maybe IQ had an annoying tick of some kind. Unless this is how you show someone a watch. by going like that.
Well, you don't want it. Maybe. Well, you don't want to be ticking next to Bond. They'll try and defuse you.
That is true. He would, wouldn't he? He'd be looking for the countdown numbers.
He would, yeah.
Yeah, tipping you upside down.
Do you think James Bond, when he gets a bomb and it's like got 1 minute left, do you think he just sits back to wait till it says 007? They're all like, do it now, Bond. We've got an hour. There's an hour before it'll go off. Just do the... No. just unfold some sandwiches.
Pull out a nice picnic.
Yeah, just sits back. And then just at 007, he goes, snip.
Well, he's got an image to keep going, hasn't he?
That's what I mean, yeah.
It's like us, pretending to be...
Funny.
Oh.
I was going to say friends.
Funny's more believable.
Anyway, the watch has a miniature rocket launcher, which he uses to shoot down. Now, I thought it was an apple, but you pointed out to me that it's not an apple, is it? What is it?
It's a pepper.
It's a pepper.
Yeah, I would say it's a pepper, which don't grow in trees, but grow in kind of bushy things. But
Well, that was going to be my question. I didn't understand how peppers were made, so I thought you would. So I was going to ask you.
oh, there's a little elf, right? It's called a pepper elf.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And their wings beat 15 beats per minute, and that's what generates the heat to create peppers.
That grow in bushes?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, wherever these little elves land.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you. See, I told you we'd know.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, you don't get pepper trees. At least, why would you even plant a pepper tree in a school ground?
I don't know. You got to say though, what the hell kind of school is this? I mean, it's definitely the kind that you'd like to attend, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, they don't do any lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, it is a school like he attends. No, they don't do any lessons. The teachers look like students. The students look like teachers. They got pepper trees.
One of the teachers looks like he's in the Village People.
Yeah. Plus, everyone drives, so all these students must be over the age of 17.
That's right, yeah. So I'm guessing it's kind of a high school type situation we've got going on.
High school, 17.
Yeah, we went to high school, didn't we? Didn't we?
I don't know if you did, Paul. I'm beginning to question that.
Well, you were there. I think you were there. I'm sure you were there. What? It's not. What do you think it is then?
16.
School.
Secondary school.
Yeah.
What? This is.
No, high school is secondary
Oh,
school.
so maybe it's not. Maybe it's like A-level type.
College.
thing. College.
Yeah, college. Yeah, let's say it's a college then.
Okay. All right. IQ introduces himself to Leiter, who points out for the audience that his dad works with his uncle.
Everyone works with everybody.
They seem to, yes.
It's incestuous.
A Leiter's kind of a surfer dude, right?
Yeah, kind of.
He surfs a tray down the stairs, straight into Tracy Milbanks.
Yes.
She introduces herself to Bond, explaining that her dad is the principal, and that getting friendly with her just to get in with her dad would be a waste of time.
Depends on your view, but all right.
It does. But Bond says that getting friendly with her would be a pleasure, no matter who her father is. Smooth.
Oh, yes. So it is Tracy Milbank. She's our first non-associated character?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Another girl, kind of the nerdy one, named Phoebe Farragut, swoons over Bond as a Trevor Noseworthy passes through, snootily telling everyone to get out of his way.
He's a bit of a snitch in the school. He's always telling on everyone.
Right, so
Sounds of it.
so he's like he's the antagonist of the school, the one who
Yeah.
gets on everyone's nerves and nobody likes.
And from Phoebe, I'm getting a Velma vibe from Scooby-Doo off her.
Absolutely. Yep, totally. I felt the same thing. She looks kind of like her, right?
Mm.
It's like as if every female who is educated and has got an interest in science has to look like Velma in cartoons in the 90s.
The female characters aren't very good representations in this, are they?
Well, it's treated with the same level of attention as like Surfer Dude.
Yeah.
It's just a trope,
Yeah.
innit? Just a
It's just a trope. Yeah.
this guy's a surfer dude. This woman's a bookworm or whatever would be the term they'd use then.
Maybe they get better as... I mean, we're only on episode 1 of 65, so maybe they got better.
Well, Jay'll let us know.
Yeah, Jay'll let us know, yes. So Farragut tells Bond that Trevor is a real twit, to say nothing of being a total dweeb, adds Leiter.
Yeah, gnarly dude.
Yeah. Suits you.
Ah.
Later on the sports field, they are playing soccer.
Yeah.
Just get that right. Yeah. When Noseworthy trips up IQ. So is Noseworthy playing soccer in his jumper and tie? Or is he just on the field?
Oh, what's IQ wearing?
Sports gear.
Yeah, he's wearing sports gear. Yeah, I guess so.
Is it one of those things where they never change their clothes? Because that's his character.
Yeah, right, even when they're off duty. Also, they're doing football. What? I still don't get this college. They got sports events that they have to do.
They've got a gym teacher. They've got this Mitchell guy. So they have to make use of him somehow, don't they?
Yeah, but... we don't usually do sports in college. I mean...
No, I get what you say. It's like a school, isn't it?
Yeah.
Noseworthy apologises sarcastically, and Bond confronts him about it. But Noseworthy says he wouldn't waste his time on riff-raff like them.
Oh.
Meanwhile, watching from a hilltop through binoculars, like a creep, is the purple... Yeah, this guy's staring at a school, or whatever it is, through binoculars, but we'll let that go. Yeah. Is the purple-clad bad guy from the chase. He is, Scumlord.
Wasn't that your nickname at school?
It was his nickname, Jay. They just didn't use the Lord bit.
Yeah, you're not far off, actually. Yeah. Scumlord's henchman is Jaws.
And it's an uncanny, accurate representation of Jaws from the films. I was amazed. It was just like the real actor was there. Why is he now a cyborg?
Yeah.
It's all those space adventures.
So he's had like operation. Got it.
Mm.
That makes sense. I'm happy now.
Yeah, we should say, shouldn't we, that for anyone who's not seen James Bond Jr., the whole lower level of Jaws' face is now made of metal in this.
Yeah. Like, isn't it Trapjaw in Masters of the Universe?
Yes, exactly like Trapjaw, yes. Okay. Jaws is eager to destroy Bond and punches over a tree, but Scumlord only wants the Aston, as it contains an EMP generator that can erase the data from every computer system within a 50-mile radius.
That seems an odd thing to keep in your car.
Well, we'll find out later. Might not be in the car.
Oh, spoiler.
I know. He wants to use it to destroy the British economy, so obviously we are in Britain then.
Well, we could fly over there with it.
That is true. Yeah, in a bit different part of England, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why everyone's accents are off.
That could be why everyone's accents are off, yes.
Oh, yeah, we're in this part of Britain that's remote and inaccessible by anybody else, and that's why they're all inbred and got weird accents. Got it.
Sounds familiar, that, Colin, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. There's lots of nightclubs.
Anyway, he wants to as I say, he wants to use it to destroy the British economy so that scum can seize control. All he needs to do is wait. Needs to do, Colin, is wait a few years. Just a few years.
That's true, yeah. But here's the thing, like, you've destroyed the economy and then you take over. Mm-hmm. What are you taking over? You've destroyed the economy. That's going to be a lot of hard work and headaches trying to get that back on an even keel, isn't it? That's a lot of paperwork. You imagine Scumlord, he's like, I didn't understand all this paperwork I'd have to be doing just to get this country back on its feet after I've destroyed it.
He didn't think it through, did he?
No. You take over the country when it's at the top.
Again, though, it sounds very familiar.
Yeah,
it does. Jaws says that he'll steal it tonight, but Scumlord says no need. He's arranged to have the Aston delivered by a special messenger. Who? Asks Jaws. Scumlord laughs. By none other than James Bond Jr. himself.
Ooh, the plot thickens, or at least congeals.
Later, Tracy tells Bond that the post office, have called. They have a package from his uncle for him.
And my reply was, well, why don't they just blooming deliver the package instead of calling me? Like a post office is supposed to. Like
That is true.
they do. Why are they... We've got a package for you. Yeah. Do you want to deliver it? Here's an idea. Give it a go.
I mean, I could understand it if she'd said, "Oh, we've had a card pushed through the door. It says we had a package for you, but you weren't home, so we'll try and deliver it again at another date." That would make more sense. Yeah.
That would, yeah.
He wants to get it, but IQ reminds him that he's grounded. But Tracy can help. For a price, she wants a ride in the Aston.
Well, if the school doesn't get any packages delivered, there must be like 50,000 pencils at the post office waiting to be delivered to the school. You could just go and say to the boss, hey, headmaster, I'm going to go get all these pencils and stationery that the post office for some reason isn't delivering.
That's his way out.
Go get them.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gets to the post office and they're like, oh, thank God you've come, because no one's been collecting these packages for years. They're just opening it. It's like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. There's just all these crates, all filled with pencils.
That's quite disturbing. I was thinking the exact same thing, but you said it first. It's funny that.
Funny for you, depressing for me.
What, that we think alike. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
So it turns out that Warfield was once a counterintelligence training base, and that Tracy knows all the secret passages. As she's showing Bond and IQ, Noseworthy is watching them through the window, but Leiter turns on the sprinklers, dousing him in water. So Tracy takes Bond out through a secret passage, which goes through a mirror, that apparently her dad, who is the principal of this school, doesn't know about, but somehow she does.
Surely he's got to have moved that mirror at some point in time.
Oh, the mirror in that where the passage is hidden behind.
Mm.
Yeah. Or the cleaner, dusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is strange that her dad doesn't know any about these secret things.
Mm-hmm. And IQ brings them the Aston outside. They speed away. At the post office, Bond and IQ go inside, leaving Tracy in the car. Jaws...
Cashier number 3, please.
Yes. Can you imagine it? They keep cutting back.
Yeah, it's just a line.
There's an old woman at the counter. She's got bags and bags of 2p's and 1p's that she wants to hand over.
Yeah. This is just the rest of the cartoon. It's just James Bond stood in line at the post office.
Talking about her bad feet to the cashier who wants to kill himself. Yeah. Jaws, who's been watching, heads to the car, and Tracy panics at the sight of him. She ducks down into her seat as Jaws climbs inside.
Yeah, it doesn't see her. I mean, she ducks down, but have you ever ducked down in the back of a car? It can still see you. It's not like you become invisible.
Why have you ducked down into the back of a car, Colin?
Oh, legal reasons.
Oh, right, okay. Leave it there then. Bond and IQ are puzzled that there's no package waiting for them. Jaws hotwires the Aston and speeds away with Tracy inside.
So, this Aston Martin DB5, which it's been heavily reconfigured with all sorts of technology, weaponry, defences, can be hotwired.
Yes, and apparently he just hotwires it by biting the wires as well, doesn't he?
Well, that's how you do steal a car, by biting the wires.
Oh, there you go, because you asked me how to steal a car, didn't you?
You just bite the wires.
Just bite the wires.
Also, is there not, if this is like a super, like, enhanced car, does it not have a security system in it?
No, because he's circumvented it by eating it.
Actually, we'll get to the eating part of the car later. I think you've got thoughts on that, haven't you? Luckily, Leiter and Farragut arrive in a van. In the van, Leiter gives IQ a box of equipment, including a homing device that allows them to track the Aston Martin. He can even operate the car's controls by remote.
Ooh, first time we see that in James Bond, but not the last time.
Yeah, because this predates Tomorrow Never Dies, doesn't it?
Yep, by a few years, yeah.
Anyway, they catch up with the Aston and watch it disappear into the back of a truck. It drives away. Bond and his gang follow.
His gang.
It is his gang. What do you want to call them?
Makes him sound like he's one of the people on the street, you know.
People
gang members.
Gang members? What? Switchblades and
Yeah. And knuckle dusters.
He's dipping on matter.
And dancing.
Yeah. Oh, dancing. West Side Story.
Lots of dancing.
Right, okay. Yeah, you come and you get culture.
Find that in your fridge.
IQ gives Bond his special watch, telling him that he's made some modifications. What, since we last saw it 3 minutes ago?
Yeah, and then it was packed with rockets and all sorts of things. It's a little watch.
It is.
Rockets.
Wouldn't it be funny if he's like, here's this watch, and it's got all these things, all this technology, and they're like, great, what's this wire? And then behind is just this giant power pack that's 8 foot tall and has to be carried on wheels. He's just like, pulling this up. Hold on a second, this watch fires rockets. Just pull his power pack over.
Yeah, you have to make it a bit more mobile. At least put some straps on it, stick it on your back.
Yeah, like a big backpack, like in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, like in Ghostbusters.
Just to power his watch.
I've got to say, I'll take this IQ guy over his grandfather any day if he can come up with this.
Yeah.
And he's fitted the watch with a small buzzsaw, which you'd think by setting it up here we'll see it again, but we don't.
Oh, maybe in a later episode. Jay, let us know. Hope you're keeping notes.
The truck pulls up to a landing strip and a plane comes in. It's a scum cargo jet, says Bond. What scum?
I think it actually says on the side of it, scum cargo jet, doesn't it?
I think it may well do, yes. What scum, asks Farragut. Insert your own jokes here, everyone, because you could... Couldn't you?
You could.
Yeah. Bond explains who scum are, and Leiter wonders how they can stop them. Bond wonders if IQ has any more of that special liquid he was using to boil the eggs with earlier.
Can I also point out that all these other people are in spy school? How come they don't know who scum are?
That is true, yes. Bond seems to be the only one that knows who they are.
Yeah. It's almost like Bond's making it up. Maybe scum are only in his mind. Oh, they're all going, just humour him. Or maybe this isn't a spy school. This is like a special home that they've put James Bond Jr. there because he's convinced he's a spy and this is therapy.
That's taking it in a dark turn there, Colin. It's for kids.
It's all a dream.
It's all a dream, yeah.
Yeah.
Scumlord orders Jaws to load the Aston onto the plane. Bond pours some accused liquid into the truck's engine, which causes it to overheat and break down.
Some of his liquid.
He's getting blue. He's going blue.
Oh, is your son?
That is it.
You deal with him.
While the bad guys are fussing about, Bond gets Tracy out of the boot. It turns out that she removed the rear seat and crawled into the back. Jaws didn't see any of this.
Or hear it.
I didn't hear her going, unscrewing the seat.
Maybe she got him to help her.
He decided he was going to give her a hand.
Well, that's on brand for Bond, because he did help Bond in Moonraker.
That's true. Yeah, and he's not the
not,
smartest
he's not.
person, is he?
Suddenly, Jaws looms behind Bond and says, "So, Bond, I see you booked a flight on Scum Airlines." Easy jet. It's an easy jet. But every time they say scum, it makes you chuckle, doesn't it? But Bond fires back with, "Frankly, I don't find the stewardesses very attractive." That gag wouldn't work for Phoebe Waller-Bridge, would it? In today's Bond movies, no.
No, it wouldn't.
Why do they have to be female stewardesses?
Why are they called stewardesses and not cabin crew?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Different time. This was 32 years ago? 31 years ago, this cartoon, though?
Yeah.
Jaws attacks, grabbing Tracy and Bond and throwing them into the Aston's boot. He then loads the car into the plane. It takes off. How will our hero get out of this?
He doesn't. 64 episodes of a view of outside of a boot and all you can hear is...
You need to tell us if that is actually what happens.
Yeah. So I hope, write it down. It's one more thing to add to the list.
Mm-hmm. Scumlord gloats and tells Jaws to deal with their guests. But Bond remembers the watch and somehow knows that it has a laser which he uses to open the boot.
Ah, wait.
How did he know it had a laser?
Did we not? We didn't see that laser.
Didn't see the laser. We saw the rocket launcher.
Rocket launcher, the buzzsaw.
Yeah,
Why didn't they just use the buzzsaw to open it, which they introduced earlier?
exactly. They set something up and then just didn't use it.
Didn't-
But you noticed something strange about the watch, didn't you?
Yes. It in close-up shots of the watch, it has magical disappearing and reappearing rockets on the side of it. On the strap.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're fixed to the strap in the close-up
Right.
shots, but when you see it normally, it's just a strap.
Oh, it is a magic watch.
Do you know what it is? Bad animation. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Lazy animation.
Lazy animation, yes. Crude, but effective, says Bond.
Are we talking about the animation again?
Yes. They climb out and jump into the front of the Aston. He gets it started, but the flight device isn't working. Jaws approaches, but Bond drives right at him, sending him flying onto Scumlord's lap. But Jaws lifts the front of the car and starts to chew on the hood.
Yeah, I thought Jaws was just supposed to bite it, not eat it. Metal.
Yeah, he does. He's not a metal swallower. You are right. Yeah.
Seems to be now, though. Maybe the upgrade.
The metal jaw helps him digest it.
But Bond presses a button, sending the bumper out like a battering ram and knocking Jaws backwards. Now, this is a Goldfinger thing as well, isn't it? The battering ram. Because the little toy cars that they made in the 60s had the battering rams that came out the front. Oh, he's got one. Oh, there we go.
Here we go.
There you go. Yes.
Yep.
And for the listeners at home, Colin just took out his vintage Aston Martin toy and demonstrated the battering ram for everyone.
Toy. He took out his die-cast replica, manly.
I knew that would trigger him. I knew it would. Bond grabs the one parachute, telling Tracy that they'll have to share, then uses the remote control device to send the Aston smashing into the cabin door. Wouldn't it be funny if he just put on the one parachute and jumped out and left her? Who's going to know?
Yeah.
Who's going to know?
Pushes a button for the battering ram, and the radio comes on. We have all the time in the world.
Nice.
It's like, no, it's just floating as he listens.
The plane starts to crash as Bond and Tracy jump to safety. Jaws jumps too, crashing into a chicken coop without a parachute as the plane crashes. It's very Moonraker-ish. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All it needs is someone to do a double take, right?
That's what we're missing, definitely. Yeah.
Also, where did Scumlord go? Because he didn't jump out.
That is true, he doesn't jump out.
He's dead. So Jay, let us know if Scumlord survives for the next episodes, please. Add that to the list.
When we do a special follow-up episode in the future, when Jay fills us in on what happened.
Yep.
Okay. One day, I'll get that Bond kid, Jaws growls.
He won't.
He won't, no. Back at the academy, Noseworthy can't wait to show the principal that Bond has disobeyed him and snuck off the campus. But unfortunately, they find Bond studying hard in his room, and the principal gives Noseworthy detention for wasting his time. That's a bit harsh.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I got a question.
Okay.
Jaws in this cartoon, is he supposed to be the Jaws from the films? If so, he's a bit young. Or is he a descendant of Jaws from the films?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm guessing he's supposed to be the Jaws from the films.
But then that wouldn't make sense because
Yeah.
it's James Bond Jr.
Yeah.
So Jaws would be what?
Jaws
80?
Jr.
Jaws Jr., yeah.
Jaws Jr. Yeah. Yeah, little Jaws.
Little nipper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Turns out that IQ had put a ladder against the window, allowing Bond to climb back just in time. Mr. Mitchell enters and congratulates Bond on Tracy's rescue. Bond tells him that luckily he managed to destroy the Aston, so Scum will never get their dastardly hands on the EMP generator.
Hooray! Woo!
All right. Unfortunately, Mitchell tells Bond that he just got off the phone with Bond's uncle. I wonder how many times they're going to mention that in the series. You know, the words Bond's uncle are going to crop up. I wonder if Bond ever appears.
Ooh,
That would,
Jay.
yeah. He's got his work car on him. No.
Yeah.
It turns out, though, that they were misinformed, that the generator was never in the Aston Martin anyway.
Oh, I thought she was another Bond girl. Misinformed.
It's his money penny.
It's his money penny. Misinformed.
Yeah, misinformed. Yeah.
Bond is annoyed that they went through all this for nothing. Well, apart from saving Tracy. I mean, that wasn't for nothing, was it? And that all the pieces of the Aston have been shipped back. They look out the window. It's a joke. There's a brand new car outside. It's a gift from 007. I think someone needs to have a chat with 007 about the misuse of government equipment here. If he's just sending out cars left, right and centre.
Yeah, also it's a horrible looking car.
Do you think they were going for kind of a Lotus? I know it's not exactly like a Lotus, but it's got kind of a Lotus feel to it, especially like the one from For Your Eyes Only, you know, the red one.
I think they were going for a car that had no name so they wouldn't have to pay anybody anything.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there, yeah.
I think that's what they were going for, really.
Going back to the misuse of government equipment, doesn't he say in Dr. No to Moneypenny that he'd get prosecuted if he misused government equipment?
Does he?
Yeah. Yeah, in Dr. No.
Oh, no, does he?
I didn't know that.
We'll just
Or he'd
no.
get sent to court for something.
There's someone shaming us here on Classic Bond. And he's not even 12 yet. Bond and the gang go out to look at the new car. And he takes IQ for a spin.
Why does he take IQ for a spin? Wouldn't he take Tracy for a spin if you want to do the James Bond kind of thing?
Yeah. That's maybe we don't know what kind of caveats were put on the people that made this by networks and things, you know.
Right.
Can't have too much of that going on, you know.
Right.
Anyway, we end on IQ marvelling at all the gadgets and just what he could do with this car. Oh, no, you don't, Bond tells him.
Yeah, good funny ending.
Mm-hmm. And that is the end of this episode of James Bond Jr. So, shall we start with James? What did you think of James Bond Jr.?
I think it's a good 90s show for the kids in those days, but I think nowadays, modern kids would find most of it either silly or stupid in places of today's standards. I like the action scenes. I thought they were straight out of a Bond film, definitely. I did think that the voice actors were a bit odd in places, but it was mostly fine. And the characters were nice little nods to classic Bond characters. So, yeah, overall I thought it was a good show.
Would you watch more?
That's my job, isn't it?
Well,
but you set on me.
Let's say it's not your job. It is, but let's say it's not. If you were going to be entertained, would you put on another episode of James Bond?
No, yeah,
Jr.?
definitely to be entertained.
All right. So you would say it's a hit then, right?
Yeah, definitely. Colin?
All right. What? One hit on me. I always wonder why I'd never seen this cartoon series before. Now I know why. I guess it came a little too late for me, but I didn't hate it, but it didn't encourage me to watch more of it.
Okay.
And I agree with Jay. It's a little silly in places, but obviously it's not aimed at a 40-year-old bloke, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I thought some of the jokes fell a little flat, and I think there's a lot better cartoons out there from this time period.
I would probably agree with you on a lot of that. It's incredibly cheesy, and it's so 90s at times, it's a bit painful.
Right.
But I've got to say that as a massive Bond fan, I can see myself watching this back in the day if I was maybe 5 years younger than I was in 1991.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason we missed it, right?
I think so, yeah. Yeah. It's kind of fun. It's got everything that a real Bond film's got. It's got chases, it's got gadgets. I mean, they're all simplified and kiddied up, aren't they? Which is fine.
Yeah, you said real James Bond film, Paul. There was some kind of message behind that. What do you mean by a real James Bond film?
You know exactly what I mean by a real James Bond film.
Okay.
But James Bond films that were made not recently.
Right. All right.
Okay. The humour's terrible.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't
bad.
work at all.
I mean, and even for a 90s cartoon, it's bad. There's far better humour in other cartoons from that period.
Definitely. The theme tune's god awful, but it kind of grows on you.
Yeah, it's fun.
And there is a certain charm about it all. I kind of liked it.
Oh, so would you watch more?
If James is going to watch more, I may catch it tangentially in the corner of the room.
It is nice that a 12-year-old James and you are on the same wavelength.
He's not even 12
Which
yet.
I already suspected.
I'm going to say it's a hit.
Oh, nice. All right, well, you got 2 hits and a miss, so that outnumbers me, so it's a hit.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for this episode of Junior Retrospection. Thank you to all our current Patreon supporters. Please rate us and review us wherever you listen, because the old men here really need your validation.
That's true, yeah.
Thank you.
You might say it's true, but speak for yourself. I'm not old.
Oh, yeah, but I need the validation. You're old.
All
I
right,
need the
fair
validation.
Okay, fair enough then.
Remember, you can reach via email. Email Colin.
No, don't email me. I don't care.
So what's the email, Colin?
Actually, you can't email us at the moment because we are working on a new email address and some little other goodies. So stay tuned for our next episode where that will all be revealed.
Okay. Or you can find us on Facebook and Twitter. And remember to check out our Spotify playlist containing the themes and songs from previous episodes. So until next time, bye!
Bye.
Bye.